Joseph Parker versus Hughie Fury. Very quickly, what I think. I think it's a good fight. I think that they're both around the same age. They both had a similar amount of fights. Joseph Parker has had the better competition than Hughie Fury, no question about it. Hughie Fury is the slick boxer.
Yeah.
He's got well, they both got good jabs. I don't know. It's an interesting fight for me. It's obviously in Manchester, so it's in Hughie Fury's backyard. Joe Parker is going to be traveling across the world. There's the time difference. There's jet lag. There's all that kind of stuff. I don't know. I find it really interesting. A lot of people are talking about the fact that Joseph Parker, in the minds of a lot of people, struggled in his last fight against Kajanu, a guy who was a former sparring partner of his. And Kajanu is like a big, fat, poor man's version of Hughie Fury, a lot of people are saying. The only difference I would say is I'm not sure that Hughie Fury is as strong as Kajanu, because Kajanu really had no respect for Joseph Parker. And on top of that, Kajanu knows Parker because he sparred him. You know, so there's no element of the unknown. Sometimes when you get in there with somebody that you never sparred, you're more cautious because you want to feel them out and see what they've got. But if you've been in there sparring with somebody, you know their power, you know what they can do, you're less likely to be cautious. That's what you find a lot of the time, actually, when you two guys fight each other that have sparred each other a lot. Like when Keith Thurman fought Sean Porter, yeah? They were straight at it, straight away. There was no feeling out. They just went to war immediately because they know each other well from the sparring. So, yeah, with Parker and Fury, I'm edging towards Parker. A lot of people are saying Parker late stoppage, and I'm kind of edging towards that because I'm not convinced by Hughie Fury's physical strength. And Parker will turn up the heat if he feels like he's getting outboxed, you know, and he's done quite well against some tall guys, like against, I know the guy's shot to bits by now. What's his name? The big tall guy who looks like Ivan Drago, Dimitrenko. And he blew him out, and he's fought a few other tall guys where he's done well. So I'm kind of leaning towards Joseph Parker late stoppage, but I don't know, not with any confidence. I wouldn't be surprised if Hughie Fury was able to win the fight. And if he does win the fight, it'll either be on points or it'll be a stoppage on cuts or something like that. Even though I'm not sure I've seen Joseph Parker cut before, but I don't see him knocking Joseph Parker out. That's one thing I will say. What about you? How do you see this fight going? And we'll talk about the pay-per-view after you tell me how you see the fight going. Then we'll talk about this YouTube pay-per-view business.
First of all, I want to say, like, I feel like this is like a trade fight. So it's not like it's not broken into mainstream consciousness. It's like a fight that hardcore fans know about, but it's also a fight that they respect it, but it's not like a fight that's hyped for hardcores, like, for example, Canelo versus Golovkin is. So it's a trade fight. But one thing I will say, I'm 100%. I don't know where this is gonna go. Like, you got Joseph Parker with his fast combinations, but then you got Hughie Fury with his great movement. So I'm torn because obviously Joseph Parker can't land his combinations if Hughie Fury is constantly moving. But obviously if Hughie Fury is constantly moving, then he's not going to plant his foot enough to basically land shots that will give that Joseph Parker would respect enough for him to come forward to keep pressuring him. And obviously if Joseph Parker is constantly coming forward, then obviously psychologically from a fans and also from a judge's perspective, he's pushing the fight, so he's effectively applying aggression. So I don't know. To be honest, like, sometimes, like, I don't like having a prediction for a fight. I just want to see how it goes. Like, I don't even want to predict the fight. I just want to see, just let them fight and let's just see what happens. Like, I just want to see a great fight. I don't want to even predict a winner.
Yeah, I hear that. All right, as far as this YouTube pay-per-view, what are your thoughts on that? Why is the YouTube pay-per-view happening? Why they're not fighting on Box Nation? Why they're not fighting on ITV or whatever? How come it's YouTube?
I think it could be a blessing in disguise from the wider context, in the sense that I think if obviously YouTube as a platform for YouTube creators, I don't think is slowly becoming a nuisance for everyone. But I feel like in terms of like powerful companies, for them to actually broadcast their content in a pay-per-view platform format. I feel like this could break the way for them to actually do it. So obviously they're breaking into new markets with this model that they're doing, but it's purely an accident. It's because their broadcaster actually pulled out last minute. So it's an accident that's is beneficial for the people from the outside looking in, but for the actual broadcasters themselves that are actually having to put this on YouTube pay-per-view, it's obviously not going to cover they're not even going to break even with their in terms of their finances, in terms of the amount of money it takes to put on an event like this. Like they're not even selling out half the seats in the arena.
So hang on, sorry to interject. Why are you saying it's a blessing in disguise then? If you're saying that it's going to flop financially.
What I said is it's a blessing in disguise from the people that are outside of this promotion.
Okay, yeah.
Because they can see it from the outside looking in, and they can see how the YouTube model is. So
all right.
So when you see like a business, right, like most businesses, when they launch a new product out into the market, right, they have this thing called first mover advantage, where they because they're launching a product out for the first time, like they obviously they've got an opportunity to monopolize that market because they're the first entrant into that market. But what the actual competitors have in response to that first mover advantage is that they could see the mistakes that first mover's making and then make a better product better than that. For example, like the MP3 player, obviously Apple came out with the iPod, which has more songs, more better quality, more like RAM storage, all of that. That's an example of that, where like people from like other broadcasters, other promotions can see like them actually trying to launch this fight onto that platform.
And they can take what they do well, improve it, and then try to do it themselves.
And then make better products in the future. Or they can see if the actual platform is worth doing without taking any of the risks themselves. So from the outside looking in, other promoters can see the platform and they can use it. They can see it as an experiment to see if it's a worthy platform. But for them actually doing it, it's a very risky thing, and I don't think it's going to pull off, and I don't even think they're going to break even because they're not selling out the seats. Hughie Fury can't even sell out Manchester, which shows a lot.
And he's from Manchester,
yeah,
or near Manchester.
Pulling power, and also I don't think with the YouTube pay-per-view. I just don't see it like pulling off big numbers because I just don't see it happening.
I think it's going to pull off terrible numbers, and I think it's going to be a massive financial disaster. I don't see how this fight is going to make money. You know, hiring out the Manchester Arena, I can't imagine it's cheap. And then when you're not even selling half of the tickets, and on top of that, you don't have a broadcaster, and the promotion for this fight has been terrible. Terrible. Like, even the YouTube adverts that have been putting on AFL videos, they look low budget and just rubbish. I know people that have been subscribed to me for years who do boxing promos on YouTube as a hobby for free, just for fun. And they do stuff that looks 10 times better than them adverts that have been on the AFL videos for Joseph Parker versus Hughie Fury. And did you see, you must have seen that promo that Mick Hennessy put out.
I had to switch it off halfway. I couldn't watch it all.
Oh my gosh! So yeah, the promotion's been terrible, and it has to flop financially. But the only good thing, at least from Joseph Parker's perspective, from what I've heard, is that he's already been paid. He's had his money guaranteed because obviously Hughie Fury pulled out last time, and he didn't want a repeat of that. So yeah, he's been paid. That's the only good thing. But from the Hennessy, Peter Fury camp side of things, boy, big hit in the pocket. From where I can see, big hit in the pocket. I don't see how it's going to be successful.